Really appreciate my next guest taking some time here on a Monday. It is UFC heavyweight Curtis Blaydes. Curtis, how are you, man? I know you're back in Chicago with the family.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Good stuff. You got in yesterday, right? I was trying to follow along on social media when you got there. So how long are you staying?
Just about a week. Today's my dad's birthday. We're gonna hang out with him, do some stuff, and try to squeeze in as much tourism as we can get in like 8 days.
Yeah, do as much as you can. Are things opening up a bit in Chicago with the pandemic? Do you get to go see some stuff, or is it still pretty restricted?
No, the museum's open, and they got a new exhibit. They have a Marvel exhibit now, so I want to go check that out. And then, the aquarium's open. Michigan Avenue is open. But yeah, a lot of the places that tourists go to, the money makers, those places are open.
We got to talk about the Derrick Lewis fight. Obviously not the result you wanted. Have you had an opportunity to watch the fight back? And if so, what did you take away the most from that performance?
Yeah, I rewatched it with my striking coach. Me and him watched it, and basic breakdown. First round, I won it hands down. I was faster. I was early. I was touching them up, calf kicks, jabs, elbows, knees. We were doing what we had discussed, and everything was going great. And then the next round, it's like sometimes when I get aggressive and I'm hunting the takedown, I forget about everything else, and I just go into takedown mode, and that's where he got me. I was on the tracks. I stopped doing my angles. I was just like in front of him, high-lowing, and I've gotten away with that so many times, just being able to be right in front of a guy and just high-low into a takedown without touching him. And this time I paid the price. I didn't put a jab out there. I didn't get off the angle. I just high-low, and then put my head down there and ate an uppercut. So lessons were learned, and I think just I want to grow. I've already grown mentally, and I think physically the skills are going to continue to grow. And I don't know if we'll ever get the rematch because I know Derrick's a little older, and he doesn't really seem like the type of guy who will be around 4 or 5 years from now. So, but I'm not too worried about it. He was the better fighter that night, but in no way do I think he's better than me. Like 9 out of 10 times, I think I smashed him. I think he got me. Yeah.
Well, yeah, 'cause from my vantage point, and again, this is a guy behind a camera speaking here, but it kind of looked like, you just went for the takedown and he just happened to land that uppercut at the right time. It reminds me a bit of, to use a bit of a different fight, the Masvidal and Askren fight where Askren shoots in for a takedown. Masvidal just happens to be landing that knee. Askren did the worst thing he could do. Masvidal did the perfect thing he could do.
Yeah. He zigged and I zagged, and it was just a perfect combination. 'Cause I don't believe I have a glass jaw. I don't believe even after this, it's not glass because it doesn't happen to me often. It was a perfect storm, and props to him because he knew the uppercut had to land or it would have been a long evening for him. So he obviously must have drilled that, and all that drilling paid off. So props to him.
Well, yeah, and I think the glass jaw thing, Stipe got knocked out by Cormier. Does he have a glass jaw? You know what I mean? Like, it's heavyweight MMA. Fighters are going to get knocked out, right? So
that's the only thing I don't like. Everything else I can handle, but I don't my jaw is not glass.
Yeah.
I'm 30, and I don't get hit that often.
And that was the first time you were knocked out cold, right? Even when Francis knocked you out, it was a TKO in both cases where you were still, conscious. I know this one, obviously down a little bit longer.
Yeah. So I'm like, people automatically, and then everyone automatically attaches that to my speech impediment. Like, oh, he's gotten hit in the head so many times. He can't make words. And I'm like, no.
Dude, every time I have an interview with you or a clip, I always have to put that in the comments to be like, you guys are idiots.
Jesus.
Go look at my interview I did with you in RFA. You had a stutter there. You didn't get knocked out in RFA. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. But, that actually brought me to my next point. So one of the things that came out after this fight was this idiot fan who somehow got a hold, was it your number or your girl's number? I can't remember, but called you and said,
my girl's number.
Yeah. So take me through that. I mean, to be honest, it's one of the few times I think the internet was on your side where they're like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Calling your girls. So first off, do you know how you got your girl's number? Like, how did that even happen?
We have no idea. I've asked other people that I know who are more technical, who know how to do all this stuff. They don't know either because her number isn't on Facebook. It's not on Instagram. It hasn't been publicly posted. I don't post it. This dude must have did some research. He hacked into a database, something. I don't know. He put energy into this, which is really weird because you put energy into it. But yeah, that was random. When he called, it was like 8 a.m. It had been a long night, obviously, and he calls and I look at her face and she's looking at her phone like, I'm like, well, let me grab it. Who is it? I see the area code. It's a Pennsylvania area code. I'm like, we don't hang out with nobody who lives in Pennsylvania. So I'm like, this is weird. I answer it, and you've seen the video. Dude's like, hey, you suck. You got knocked the fuck out. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, bye. Like, I will never understand trolls. Like, I get it. Oh, I got Blaydes to answer the phone, but like, bro, it lasts for a minute, and what do you get out of that?
He got harassed. I mean, if anything, it worked against him because I don't know if you heard, Curtis, but he had to put his account on private. People were threatening him. Like, it worked very much against him. And I'm with you. Like, I don't know the motivation there. Like, it's one thing to say you lost money in a fight or something, but even then, all that's just ridiculous. Yeah, it's stupid.
It's like, bro, like, you're not gonna get, like, as an adult, as a realist, you trolling me is gonna last 2 minutes. Then what do you do with the rest of your life? Like, if that's how you have to get like happiness and satisfaction and attention, it's not going to last very long.
Yeah, no, I completely agree on that. So I actually mentioned this incident on a live stream I did. One of his friends saw me, and I guess the guy who called you apparently, and it's definitely him because he took a video of himself. He actually DM'd me, and he claimed that he apologized to you. Is that true at all?
No, because I blocked him. I don't know the guy. So how can he apologize to? I don't know.
Okay, that's what I thought. But the guy, like, I literally, because it was the same guy. If you've seen the photo of him, right?
He might have apologized and like sent the DM, but I can't open it because I don't know who he is. Yeah. So he might have been honest there. He might have, but I haven't personally. No, I don't know anything about that. Yeah.
Okay, no, I was just curious because he reached out to me and I said, "Dude, why are you doing this?" Like, and you look at the guy. He's not to rag on him either, but I mean, he's not a guy that has you can just I said it on my live stream. He looks like the comic book store guy from The Simpsons. Like that's what he looks like, And it's like obviously there's some issues he's got dealing with, and he felt that doing this would make him feel better. He told me he's like, I thought it would be funny. It's like, how's it funny, man? Like, imagine going to your job and getting fired, and then someone making fun of you for that.
Exactly. Like, how is that fun? Like, no, that's a stupid. You too old for that. Like, he's obviously over 18, right? Yeah, you too old for that, bro. That's a dumb answer. I thought it would be funny.
And the thing is, he did it to the worst guy to do it against, which is you, because everyone knows how much of a nice guy you are. You're not a guy that's like, and even so, I mean, that's just disrespectful in general. You shouldn't do that in general. But I think that's actually what backfired on him, and that's why so many people went after this guy, because he had to set his account to private and do all this stuff because, like, you're the nicest guy ever, Curtis, and that was a total dick move, if I say it,
No, good. I'm happy he had the block on his shit, because that was unnecessary. I don't know you. I never hurt you, bro. I don't know you. It was rude.
Yeah. Well, good to see that people are on your side with that. Obviously, you mentioned it there. You're going to be spending some time with family. Do you have any idea when you're looking to get back in there? I mean, obviously, we're a couple of weeks removed. I know you probably still have some effects from, the shot you took and all that, but do you have sort of a timeline of when you think you'll get back in there?
Well, this is the timeline I'm on right now. I won't be sparring until the beginning of May. I've been doing a lot of brain games, like speed and reactions, stuff like that. Working with a neurologist at one of the gyms I go to. I've been doing that every day for a couple weeks. Maybe at the earliest August, but
I was going to say fall or winter probably, because you take a shot like that, there's no reason to rush back.
Yeah,
and
I'm not going to rush it. No, I'm not going to rush it. I don't want to.
I think, too, of all situations to be in with the heavyweight division, like Stipe, I mean, at the time we're recording this, we've got Stipe and Ngannou this Saturday. Jones is probably getting the winner. You would have had to wait anyways. So I don't think it's the worst thing for you. And I think the division could look a lot different when you do come back, right?
Yeah. And it's just not healthy. It's not healthy to rush at it. Because I feel fine, but my scores tell me I still have to build back up to my baseline. Because even though I feel fine, they have baseline scores and they're comparing them to my scores right now, and they know I'm still a little off. So wait for it.
Good for you, though, for recognizing that, man, because some fighters want to get right back in there. I mean, you got a daughter, you have a family. I mean, obviously the health is the most important thing. And then when you're ready to go, that's when you should get back in there, right? So
health is wealth.
Yeah, exactly. Very well said. I know it's not your job to match make the fights or anything, but it looks like the three guys that are sort of on the outside looking in are Derrick Lewis, Cyril Gane, and Volkov. What do you think the UFC does there? Do you think they give Gane Lewis? Do you think they give Gane Volkov? Like, what do you think happens in terms of the division from that perspective? Because we know most likely Jon Jones is getting the winner of this Saturday's title fight.
Derrick Lewis, he's already said his words. He says, "I am not a real fighter. I don't want to have any more 5-round fights. I don't want to be a main event anymore. So I don't think it's a good idea to start like investing in a guy like Derrick Lewis. Like I don't think he should get Cyril Gane. How could he doesn't have the skill just because he doesn't have the interest in
whatever title? Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Exactly. Like, what's the point of building you back up if you don't want to be built up down that pathway? So I think you give Gane to Volkov. They're both Europeans bringing in different fan bases. It's a new matchup. They're both strikers. There won't be no grappling. We know how the world feels about that. And I think that's a great matchup. And I think Derrick, you just give him young guy fights. You give him, I don't know, just let him beat up old people. He enjoyed beating up what's the guy? Blagoy Ivanov. I guess he enjoyed that. He enjoyed fighting Latifi. Those are competitive fights. He enjoyed that. So give him guys like that. Let him get some more money, easy money.
We talked about this before. Obviously, we have the title fight on Saturday. Who are you leaning in that one with Stipe and Ngannou? Who do you think takes it?
Stipe. I mean, I know Ngannou, just like what happened with me with Derrick. I know Francis has the power and the speed, and he has the capability to put Stipe away. But I just believe Stipe's head movement. I believe Stipe's jaw if he does get touched. And I believe in his grappling. I believe he knows what it does to Ngannou, and it's going to scare Ngannou. I don't think Ngannou's going to be as aggressive. I don't think he's going to want to give up his hips, and he's going to have flashbacks of him being on his back. So, I'm going with Stipe.
And you think Jones gets the winner, like I do?
Yeah. I think because also I don't think Jon Jones wants to be a full-time heavyweight. I think he's just coming up here to make some money, which is fine. Like I get it. You take advantage of the career you've built. Like you're Jon Jones, and everyone's been waiting for years and years to watch you bump up. You don't have to be a full-time heavyweight. You can do it once or twice, get the bag, and go back down, which I believe he's going to do, which is fine. I don't want people watching this video.
Yeah, taking it out of context and writing a big article about it. Yeah,
I don't know, bro. I get it. It's business. Get the bag. I get it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then do you think, so let's say Stipe wins on Saturday. We're going by your logic here. Who do you think wins between Stipe and Jones, if you were to pick right now?
I still don't know. I've broken it down with a lot of the guys on the team. We've discussed it from so many different angles, and everyone presents a great argument. The unknown is we don't know how Jon is going to be able to move. We don't know, is he going to be as fast as he is at 205. That's the biggest thing. Like, if he moves exactly the way he does at 205, I'm going with Jon Jones. But there's a chance he might be a bit slower, which will equal it up which would make it easier for a guy like Stipe to get to his hips, take him down. And Jon's never had a big dude just laying in his guard, dropping elbows, dropping hammer fist on for 2-3 rounds. I'd be interested to see how would that push him cardio wise, and how would his recovery be in between rounds. So it's a lot of unknowns.
Before we go here, obviously some disappointing news. Your teammate Alistair Overeem and Junior dos Santos, another guy you fought, both released from the UFC a couple weeks ago, kind of out of the blue. Were you surprised by that? What was sort of your take on both of them getting released after their long service with the UFC?
Again, we understand it's business. They were both getting paid $400,000 a fight. That's just the reason right there. They were making a lot of money. The UFC was like, nah, we don't want to pay you that much, so we're just going to release you. And there's no skin off their back. Like, the UFC moves on, and I think it's a good thing Junior and Alistair got released in their older age, because they both have an opportunity to go out there and explore and find a great matchup, and they can get a big money fight. They could fight each other. I don't even know, but they could do that in ONE FC or Bellator. You know how they love that. They would love it. So I think it's great for them, and hopefully they both end their careers with a W, unless they fight each other. And then I'm gonna root for
Have you talked to Alistair since he was released at all?
Yeah, he'll actually be back in Colorado around the time I get back to sparring. So beginning of May, mid-May, he'll be back.
Okay, last question before we go. Again, I know I'm cutting into family time right now, so I appreciate it. Andy Dalton to the Bears. What'd you think of that?
It makes me, I already know the Packers are going to destroy us this year because they have the better quarterback. I don't even think we may not even be able to beat the Lions. I think the Lions have a better quarterback also. Jared Goff. Goff. I'd rather have Jared than fucking Andy Dalton, bro. Like, nothing against Andy Dalton. He's had a great career. He made the Pro Bowl like early on in his career. Him and AJ Green were dope. But as of the last 5-6 years, he's just a guy. Like, he's not bad, but he's just a guy. The Bears need a guy. We need like a franchise dude, or even I would have been happier had we have taken a chance on Jameis Winston or Cam Newton, someone with more upside. Because Andy's upside is here, but the floor is not that bad. He's just like, you're right in the middle.
Yeah, you're saying he's average. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
he'll throw 18 touchdowns, 11 picks, and we'll go 8-8 and won't be able to draft a great player. I'd rather we just tank it all. Just go 2-14 and let's get a great player in the first two picks of the draft. But we'll see. Maybe he surprises me. Maybe he plays amazing. But we still have a great defense. The defense is great. It's the offense.
Yeah, need some work for sure. Curtis, thanks so much for doing this, man. Send my happy belated to your dad. Hope you guys have a good time in Chicago. In the meantime, man, if you got anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
As always, you guys can find me at RazorBlades265 on Instagram and on Twitter. I'd like to give a shout out to my dispensary sponsor, Wolfpack. They have quality marijuana in the Denver area for legitimate prices, and they're dope to me. And a shout out to my sports management group, Vayner Sports. I just got with them a few months ago. They've been doing great things for me. Helped me get a free PS5, which was dope. And I want to give a shout out to me and all my team Blaydes, everyone out there who supports and buys gears and whatnot. I appreciate you, and we got some more gear coming out in like a month for the springtime weather. So keep a lookout for that.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.